Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you? How are you? This is Robbin. Oh, goodness. How's everybody today? We finally have some much needed rain. Super, super important that we have rain here. Normally, we don't want rain, but today it is so important that we've got the rain. And we've got the fires, super big fires all around us. So the rain was something that we really needed. And it is helping a little bit with the fires. In fact, the fire that's to the north of us, the rain is a little bit heavy up there. So that's good that we have the rain coming in. So that's a good thing. We were hoping for the rain last night and we finally got it this morning. And looking for my live chat. I don't know why it's not giving me the chat. There it goes. There it goes. All messages. Perfect. Hey, Paula. Hi, Judith. It finally popped in with the messages. It took a second. How are you guys doing? We are, Mister's over there. I'm quite nervous. Mister's over there doing emergency surgery on my Addie. It is in pieces on the table. Not happy. It's been a rough morning. It has been a rough morning. It's a little scary. How's everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Oh, good. You got sunshine today, Paula. Good. I don't know where everybody is. I have not heard word one from Dana. We did hear from Amber that she had a doctor's appointment, so she was not going to make it in. And Darla said she'd be a few minutes late. So could be just you and I, but that's okay because you know that we can always chit chat. So I've been working on pumpkins. I'm trying to get pumpkins ready for craft show. And it is not going well. Hi, Steel Sky. It is not going well. The last couple of weeks I've made a couple of cute pumpkins and they were so cute. I was trying to do some on hi Ivy B. I had done, I was trying to crochet a couple and they were taking some time, I'm trying to pop some out for the craft fair. So I tried to do some on the knitting machines. And the first ones I did, they were too thin and you could see the stuffing through it. So I didn't like that. So then I went and got some of the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Good morning, Linda. And I liked that a lot better because it's a thicker yarn. And so it worked out better. And then I tried doing it just like I was doing a hat. I did it and then I folded it over, doubled it up. Perfect. That's the recipe. Nice and thick. You can't see through it. And it makes a cute little pumpkin. I think it worked out great. Some reason I'm getting this weird little line while I'm working. It doesn't show up when I'm making it, but as I'm turning it into a pumpkin, I'm getting this strange little line. So I'm not loving it. I don't know. I think maybe I'm being hypercritical. If you were at a craft show and you picked this thing up to buy it, is that going to bother you? I wouldn't buy it. I don't expect a customer would buy it. If you picked that up and saw that line in the yarn, I would not buy that. So I'm hesitant to even put it up there for sale. So for me, that's a fail. Then I made this one in the teal color. They do the teal colored pumpkins for Halloween. And I think this one turned out great. I like this one. And then I put a little cinnamon stick on the top for the stem. Looks super cute. I think this one turned out fine. And again, I see a couple little things in there that maybe I'm being overcritical, but I think it's okay. What do you guys think? See, I see the little right there. I see the little lines. Is that just me being me? So then I decided I'm just not loving the way they're turning out. You think it looks okay. All right. I'm just not loving the way they're turning out on the knitting machine. So then I decide I'm just going to go back to crocheting these things. I like the way the crocheted one looks better. Okay. So I found the yarn that I love and I start crocheting this pumpkin thing. And it is taking for freaking ever. Forever. Okay. I like the way he's working up. I like the pattern. It's cute. Taking forever. So then I picked up different yarn. What did I do with that other yarn? And it's a velvet yarn. And that's what I was working on last night. What did I do with that? Good Lord. I finished it. I was working on it last night. I was up till midnight working on that thing. And I made bobble stitches with it. I know I threw it down here. I know I threw it in this bag. I made it out of bobble stitches and it worked up really pretty. For heaven's sakes, it was right here.
What is it you're looking for?
The other pumpkin I made out of the orange yarn, the orange velvet yarn.
No.
And I finished it up and I went to close it up and it was so tight. It was a tube about this big around. Couldn't even manipulate it to work the stitching on it. So then I had to try to unsew that thing. Let me tell you what, that was a joy. That's what I was doing at midnight when I should have been in bed. And so that, oh, here it is. No, that's a different bag. I know, I just threw everything right in this bag. Oh my Lord. So then this morning when I got back up and I undid it, I undid the stitches and I folded the other direction. Well, then it was more pumpkin-y, but it still won't move. It's so dense and it's so full of bobble stitches, it won't move. So I gave up on that. So then I thought again, okay, I've got this other yarn and it's a really pretty, it's really pretty. And it's a chunky, I love this yarn, chunky from Hobby Lobby. And I've never worked it before, but the color is beautiful. The color is just beautiful. And so I worked it up on my little Addie and it's perfect. The color is perfect and it's dense enough that I don't have to double it over. And it's a little thick for the Addie, but it's working. And so I did a small one and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love the color. I love the way it worked up. It's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. I mean, just perfect. Everything about it is perfect, right? Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I've got enough left. I just want to make a small one to see how it would work up. And I'll put the little cinnamon stick. And then I take a piece of twine and tie it on top of the cinnamon stick. So pretty, right? So pretty. And I love the colors. Gosh, this was a pretty skein of yarn. And of course, there's no way I'll ever be able to find the label so I can tell you the name of it. But it was some kind of a fall name. And I just bought it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I just bought it a couple of weeks ago, so they'll still have it. And it was I love this chunky yarn. So I'm like, okay, it's exactly what I want. So then I'm going to take the rest of the yarn and I'm going to use my big Addie and I'm just going to make up whatever's left out of the skein. And I'm going to make another one on my big Addie. Now this is my little Addie, and my little Addie is much more temperamental than my big Addie. My first two rows on my small Addie, I have to babysit every single stitch. I have to use my little metal, what is this thing? Darning needle. and because it catches every stitch, and it only does it on my small Addy, not my big one. And I have to pull the stitch up and over on every one of them because it splits the stitch, and I have to pull it up. I have to do that no matter what I'm making, no matter what yarn I'm using, every single stitch. I have to do that on the first 2 rows when I'm using my small Addy. That's just the process. Every first 2 rows, every time, no matter what I'm doing. And after the first 2 rows, then it's happy and off we go. So I get out the big Addy, pull it over, get it loaded, and off I go. And I'm about this far into it, and I hear this crunching noise, and it stops. And I'm like, oh, what have I done? And so I go really slow, and I'm not going fast, mind you. I'm going like this, do, 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 watching every stitch, listening for every stitch, and it freezes. And I back, because a lot of times if you just back it up 1 or 2 stitches, then it kind of is happy again, and off you go again. And it went around, and it got to that same spot, and it goes crunch, crunch, crunch. So I backed it up again, and then it went again, and then it would freeze up again. So this is what the yarn looked like worked up. It is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Well, it's making crunching, crazy noises, and Mr. comes over and looks at it, and he can't see anything wrong. And well, I take it off, and it's got big holes in it, and it's tearing it up. And I don't, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous worked up? Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Wouldn't that make a beautiful cowl? So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. And I just kept thinking, okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. I can figure this out. So I take the project off, and because I can see it's got holes all over in it, and it's dropping stitches left and right, and it's going crunch, crunch, crunch. And I'm thinking, it's just because it's this heavy yarn. It just doesn't like, and it doesn't like heavy yarn. She does not like anything over a 4 weight. Every now and again, I can do a 5. But this is, I mean, this is a probably lean. It says 5, but this is probably leaning towards a 6. So none of the teeth are broken. You know, the uppy downies. I don't know what they call those. Yeah, I think they call them teeth. I don't know. None of those are broken, but it gets to that same spot. And I'm thinking if it's the gears, because the thing is only this big around, the turny thing. So I'm thinking if one of those are broken, it should go every time it gets around. So it can't be that. I don't know, but it's going chunk, 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 chunk. I don't know. So I'm like, I'm done. I just take this off, throw it aside. And that's what's left of it. Throw it aside. And I get out a different skein of yarn. Just a regular old 4 weight. I love this yarn. Nothing special. You know, I've ran, how many of these have we ran through the Addy? Just plain old. I love this yarn. Another beautiful autumn print. Although, for I love this yarn, this feels more like, and you guys are going to laugh at me because we all love the I love this yarn. This feels more like the Red Heart Not Good yarn. It doesn't feel nice like the regular I love this yarn. And ombres do that sometimes, right? The ombres sometimes don't feel good like the regular I love this yarn does. And it does not feel good like the regular I love this yarn does. If I didn't know how good their yarn usually feels, I would say this isn't a great yarn. So I loaded up the machine and I ran it in, and this thing is a mess. It's a mess. Oh, here comes Miss. There she is. Okay. So I'm going to make you small again because I was just going to show him something.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at this.
What is that?
This is a hat that, or well, it's supposed to be a pumpkin, but it's basically like a hat that I just ran through on my Addie, and it's just chewed it up.
Wow.
So, Mister's in the other room performing surgery on my Addie.
Oh.
So he's got it in pieces, and I'm in here going, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And
is it the yarn that did it? I guess
I ran some chunky yarn through it, and about partway through, it went kerchunk, 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 and it has. I'm sure I broke it. I'm sure I broke it.
Oh,
but
no.
He's not throwing things.
I think it's just dirty.
He thinks maybe it just needs cleaned. Could that be a thing? I mean, I haven't ran that much yarn through it, but I have been running velvet yarn through it. And that stuff sheds like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been making I've been running this kind of yarn through it. This stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And this stuff sheds all over when I'm working on it.
Yeah.
He's not making noises like, you're never using this machine again. So I've never cleaned it, Steel. I don't know how to go about cleaning it. He says he's in there cleaning it, so maybe it'll be okay. But if it dies, I won't replace it. They're too expensive. They're too finicky, and I love working it. I enjoy using it. But to be honest about it, I use my little one way more than my big one.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't received my other one in the mail yet. I'm going to have to make a phone call. So, well, hello, Miss Darla. Huh?
Is that the one you won?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's fine. I told her no hurry because I don't have any place to put it anyway. I got so much stuff in my living room. I cleaned my living room. I cleaned my room, my craft corner. You can't tell that it's cleaned, but it's definitely cleaned. I cleaned it up the last few days, and it feels so much better. But
so freeing. It's so freeing.
Yeah, and I can actually walk through the area. Well, and I wanted to get some things together that I'm going to take on the cruise, so I had to kind of dig through some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Figure out what I was going to take.
I cleaned my crochet corner, I guess a week ago on the weekend, and I was hoping to inspire hubby to clean off his coffee table, but it didn't work.
Didn't work.
No.
Oh, well, and then I mentioned to Mister that he made me a special table for my big Addie, and the little Addie he had attached to a table he had made some years ago, and it was getting so wobbly from me using it. And I mentioned to him this morning, and so he tightened it all up. And I'm like, oh, this is excellent. So yeah, it's really nice when you clean your area up and you can find stuff. And I found all kinds of things that I put into the used for prices last night. I'm like, oh, I thought I had given this away already. I got it on the last cruise to give for gifts. And I thought I had done that already. So, but yeah.
So where's Miss Dana?
I don't know. Haven't heard from her.
Oh.
And last week was insanely busy for me, and I ended up working like 4 days last week, and it's just been so busy around here, and I haven't talked to her. Normally I would have given her a call and talked to her, especially on Saturday. And I don't remember, I was talking to somebody on Saturday. And well, and we're getting ready for a big an 8-hour craft show next Saturday, which is why I wanted to get some pumpkins ready. And so I didn't, because often I will call her on Saturday while I'm getting ready to go to work.
Mhm.
And I didn't this week. So I have not talked to her all week.
Oh, wow.
I'll give her a holler when I'm done here.
Yeah.
But no, don't know. I haven't talked to her since she went to her fair, her fair.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, she got first prize, eh?
yes, I'm going to the Yarny Social, Jet. Yep. We will absolutely be there. Absolutely be there.
Hmm.
Me and Morgan and Mr. will be there, although I have warned him he's not allowed to come in to the Yarny Social. He's going to want to, because he thinks he's part of our group. But I have let him know he is not.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
mhm. So what are you working on this week?
I'm working on a few things. Hopefully this is going to be a cardi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I have a top that I'm working on, a summer top. What else was there? Oh, I was trying to make something with that really thin yarn art,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't working up, so I had to frog it. It wasn't working up properly.
Mm-hmm.
Frogged it, and so it's sitting in a nice cake again, like it's brand new. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, so I was trying to get ready to come on this live, and I was making myself a cup of coffee, and then it beeps. I'm like, oh, good. And the cup was half full.
Oh.
It's like, what the heck happened? So I thought, oh, well, I'll just have half a cup then. So I put some milk in it, and it wasn't even hot.
Oh, no.
I dumped it out. I had to make a new one.
Make a new one. Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know
mine
why.
does that. Mine
What's
does
that?
that. Mine does that sometimes too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Or even worse, I will did I not push the button? Because it's the lights are flashing like it hasn't started yet. And I go in and push the button. Well, it will have already run. So now I've made a second pot, and now I've got coffee all over the place.
Oh.
That's a joy. Again, technology and me, So fun. So fun.
Yeah.
So we've got pouring down rain today, which we super needed because of the fires. So
You have fires there?
oh, we are surrounded by fires.
Oh.
Absolutely surrounded.
Wow.
We got just acres and acres and acres all around us.
Wow.
Oh, I hear it going in circles. Wouldn't that be something if all it needed was to be cleaned?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Was there just lots of fluff in there or something?
It was it's like a lot of lint.
A lot of lint. Wow. Because I really haven't used it that much. But like I said, I have been running this kind of stuff through it. And I made 4 hats out of this kind of yarn. Because I just have a ton of it. And when I make the octos out of it, and I've got so many octos out of these colors, and I didn't want to make any more out of the same colors. So I took each one of the big skeins of yarn and made a hat out of it this last week. So that's probably between that and then pushing that big yarn through it. It was just more than it could handle.
Yeah. Well, at least
I
it's not.
did. So now, wow. And I know people have talked about cleaning them, and even that scares me. The whole idea of just even opening it up and taking it apart scares me.
Oh, yeah.
Man. But, you know, he's one of those guys that wants to know how everything runs. So I knew it was inevitable that he was going to have it apart at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, man.
I'm just seeing who's on chat here. Hi, Paula, Diane, Steel Sky.
Oh, man. Is that another knot? What yarn was it I had yesterday? I don't even remember what yarn it was, but it didn't have a lot of yardage in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those skeins that had like maybe 100, 150 yards, and it had 5 joins in it. I was so mad.
Oh, wow.
I was so mad. But because I was making a pumpkin and it wasn't something that was going to get a lot of, use where, I just went ahead and let it go. I did a tug on it. Only one of them came apart, so I re-knotted it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just made sure the knot went to the inside. But that's so annoying to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're making something like that, it must have been that velvet yarn. But if you're making something like that and it's something that's just going to sit on a shelf, I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But anything else, I take those knots out, I cut them out, and I re-knot them my way.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that makes me mad.
Yeah.
Especially when I bought other things. I had that Stylecraft yarn. The Stylecraft yarn that I used for my Lizzie, I never came into a single knot in what? I had 14 skeins, 14 different colors. I never came into a single knot in one of those skeins.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I was
here. Oh.
No, I was just going to say how impressed I was.
Oh. So I'm working with this Premier Garden Batik right now.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah. This colorway is, what is it called? Mill Pond.
Mm.
And so I got the center and I pulled it and I'm working with it, and all of a sudden an end comes to the center. I'm like, okay, what happened? And it seems like they had, I don't know what happened. Like it had been cut off and shoved back in or something.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that before. I'm like, whatever. So I put my fingers back in and I found the other part of it. So I was able to work with it. It was really weird.
That is weird. Well, I said steel, I wouldn't think anything of 4 joins in a whole pound of love. That wouldn't I wouldn't think anything about that.
That's a big ball.
That's a huge ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had that happen on something one time where it was just like right in the middle of it, it was cut. Carrie, I'll tell you this right now. You guys know my memory is just horrible. I will not remember your name. I'm terrible with names. They used to joke with me at work. I worked with people for 10 years in the same office and couldn't remember their names. It's just, I absolutely cannot. And I don't know why. It's names in particular I have a hard time with. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yarn vomit is the worst. I have spent so much time untangling yarn. This yarn is really nice that I'm working with right now. And it's another Hobby Lobby yarn. Let me see the name of it. It was over in their special section. It's very, very soft. It's working up super nice. It's thinner It's their baby bee, soft and snuggly. It's called Rain or Shine. And again, even though it's not like exactly fall-y pumpkin colors, when I saw it, I saw a pumpkin. But it's just really working up pretty.
Cool.
But it's super, super soft. Hey, crazy poppy lady, I was talking about you last night in bingo, and I'll be danged. Oh, my screen just went black. There we go. Again, I'd be danged if I could remember your name. So I'm going to talk about it here for 1 second, because there's a few people here that were not in bingo last night. And we, who was it? Let me just put the thing up, because I made a slide. I made a screen thingy. There is a thingy going on. Here it is. I'm going to show this. It's for homeless vets, and it's called the American Starfish Organization, and they are collecting washcloths and face scrubbies. When she first said scrubbies, we all went to kitchen scrubbies and we're like, what? And it's face scrubbies. So out of cotton, the soft cotton, not kitchen cotton, but the nice soft, face scrubbies. And I was telling them, Poppy, that last year I was doing your Stitch of the Week, and I had made them out of the kitchen cotton each week. And so basically I made a washcloth each week out of the cotton. And it was a great way to learn a new stitch and then create a washcloth out of it. And it was really fun, because I didn't want to create a square and then turn it into a blanket, because y'all know me, I'm not sewing those squares together. And this was a great way to learn a stitch and come up with a whole bunch of dishcloths. So this is, if you want to grab one of your books and try out a bunch of new stitches, this is a wonderful way to do that. Try out some new stitches and make some face cloths. Use some of that cotton you've got hanging around, and just mail them off to that address in Arizona. They want them by Veterans Day, so by November 11th. And just use, just make a handful of them. And there's Miss Dana. Stream. Hold on. But yeah, this is a real inexpensive way. She must be, I'll bet you she's back in Sacramento. But this is a real inexpensive way to do something for our vets, for our homeless vets. Send off 3 or 4 washcloths, and if you want to learn more about it, go to the American Starfish Org and read up on it. But gosh, how many times can you do something for $5 and really do a hands-on way to help somebody? And there she is. So but that's a real easy way to and I love practicing stitches. A stitch, maybe because if you mess up on a washcloth, who cares? But this is a real quick, easy way to learn a couple of new stitches if you want, or if you don't want to learn something, if you've got a tried and true stitch, use up a little tiny bit of leftover yarn. Go to the store and spend $2 on a skein of yarn and mail this off to Arizona. You've got clear till the beginning of November to do it and help out some vets. We really loved, I got to load some yarn up to do that. Oh, yay, Mister, we love you. Everybody clap hands for Mister. He gets yarn pom-poms. Woohoo! He fixed my Addie. So,
is Dana frozen?
Probably. Yeah. That's funny, because she almost looks like she's at home, doesn't she? And
yeah.
So anyway, this popped up last night, and it's just a little thing if that's a little something you'd like to do. No pressure, no stress. If helping the vets is a little something you enjoy doing, I do. So all of my cousins, my brother, my dad, I have a lot of friends who are vets. Praise God, I don't have any homeless vets in my world, but this is just a quick, easy way that you can help someone out.
Yeah.
There, but for the grace of God. So, anyway, crazy poppy lady. I was talking about you last night in my bingo, and this was because I was telling everybody that this is what I had done last year when I was doing your stitch of the week, and this is how I had used your stitch of the week, was by making a dishcloth every week, and I still use them. In fact, I pulled 3 of them out of the drawer last night, and one of them is my favorite dishcloth, and it was a front post, back post, triple or double crochet or triple crochet, and it makes a really good dishcloth because it's a nice dense stitch, and you've got the scrubbies on both sides. But that makes a really good dishcloth in case you guys are looking for a stitch that works really well for that. A couple of them, not so much. It was too much of an open weave. But that's a great way to try out a new stitch if you're looking for a pattern, or if you just want to learn a stitch. So, now we've laughed, we've cried. Oh, by the by, those of you who, I don't know if it's anywhere but the States, I got an email yesterday from one of the main movie theaters, and I know there's more than one, but they are doing this Sunday. They're doing $4 movies this Sunday, and you probably got to buy your tickets in advance. And I know I won't be able to remember which one it was. Let me see if I can find. Let me look up movie. No. Megaplex? No. No. What? Does anybody in here? Well, let me look up movie theaters in town here. Movie theaters, because it's only. I mean, we've only got 2. Regal Cinemas. It's Regal Cinemas, and I know that's a nationwide thing. So Regal Cinemas is having $4 movies this Sunday only. It's some kind of a special they're doing. So you might want to check that out if movies are a thing for you. My brother's coming to town, so I have to go to dinner with him.
Yeah, before the lockdowns start again.
Right. We have, with all the fires, they're telling everybody stay indoors.
No,
our air quality is in the 400s again.
Mm-hmm. What should it be?
Closer to 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
Anything
anything about that.
under 100. Let's see what it is. Well, because of the rain now, it's probably better. It's probably closer to safe. Oh, I turned off. I don't know if I can do that right now.
There's a big fire in the Northwest Territories, north of us.
Oh my gosh. Our big fire got bigger overnight. It went from 10,000 acres to 11,000 acres overnight.
I saw a news story. This one town, they evacuated. I mean, not even the firefighters were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this couple, they weren't leaving. They stayed.
There's always someone.
Yeah, but it was good they did because they went to the fire department, they stole a fire truck, and they saved their own house and some of their neighbors' houses.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah. So they better not get charged.
That's interesting. The guy that did a bunch of handyman, he built our deck last year. His son, we had a diseased tree in our backyard. He took our tree down last year. He's a firefighter that does these this kind of wildfire work. So he's out there doing wildfire work right now. And so whenever you hire him to do any job, he's like, okay, I'll be there on Tuesday unless I get called out on a fire. So his whole crew, that's what they do. They fight these wildfires. Oh, yeah. Well, Crazy Puppy Later. Yeah, it's like $12-15 to go to a movie anymore. That's why this $4 movie thing is a big deal. That's why I mentioned it. I haven't gone. I can't even remember the last time I went to a movie. But
We used to have $1 theater.
yeah. Those dollar theaters are like $5 theaters now. But and I kind of went through the movie list. There wasn't a single movie in there I'd go see. I guess that Oppenheimer is supposed to be pretty good, but I don't know. There's a lot of movies that are good for kiddos, but I don't know.
Yeah,
There was supposed to be something coming out this fall that I wanted to see, but now I can't even remember what it was.
Herbie.
No. 14 pounds. So what? That's probably $16 American. I don't know. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did I show you my? So this is the new Froggy that I did. His eyes are different. One's a little smaller. I don't know how I managed that. I know. But I don't mind it. I think he's cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
And I know everybody does they do his bottom flat. They just sew across the bottom. I give him a little thing so he sits up. Look at that. I like him to be able to sit. Yeah. And then of course my chickies, there's the red one. And I started off with, I like this one. He's a little taller than the other ones. I did one extra row by mistake, but I like him. He's cute. And I got one white one somewhere. I just found some white yarn and I did him white. And then here's my little bee. I did a different bee pattern, so he looks more bee-ish. He's got a little stinger. And he's got antennas. Look at his little antennas. Are they so cute?
That's so cute.
I like that pattern a lot. And where's my white one? Oh, here's the white one. Here's my little white one. Isn't she cute?
Oh, yeah.
So cute. So, and I got the yarn to do a turtle. I want to make a turtle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost $18. Yeah. Dick. And Netflix, do any of you guys do the Netflix videos?
No.
Where they send the videos to your house? I still do. I'm on. There's almost over. Last month is the last month. Yep. So last month is the last month that they're sending out the videos. And so I updated my list last night for the ones I really, really want to see. And they sent us out a thing saying they're going to send out the last movies. I think it was like the 28th of September or something. And then we've got until the second week of October to mail them in, which I'll be on my cruise. So I won't even be here for the end of it. And yep. So
well, the movie I want to see is I don't know if it's still in theaters here, but it was in a couple of theaters. A lot of them won't show it, but Sound of Freedom.
I think I saw an ad for it, but there's Miss Dina.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm in a hotel room.
Oh, because of the roads.
No,
No,
because of the truck.
oh no.
The truck needs some parts, and the parts won't be until tomorrow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're at.
Where's Miss Dana today?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
Hi, Jasmine.
I am crocheting like mad.
that's good. I hope your crocheting is going better than mine.
Uh-oh.
We've had issues. We're not accomplishing much. We're starting a lot of things and not finishing anything. Not accomplishing anything.
Oh, you're like channeling Dana.
Hmm.
Except I have turned a corner. I have finished the fruit garden and I finished the luck of the draw
Yeah.
from
Hey,
last
Miss
year.
Wanda.
I saw that Wanda's here, Carrie's here, all kinds of people are here today.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of people, a lot of faces we haven't seen in a while, and a few of our old favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So I did
And
a tutorial for this.
I saw the
I saw
thumbnail.
that. It's beautiful.
It
You
is
did great.
gorgeous. That is so pretty.
Thank you.
Is that mosaic?
No, just
It's
regular
so-
crochet.
It's so beautiful. Is it lined?
It's gorgeous.
No, it's not lined.
Is
But
it
the
cotton?
No, this is acrylic.
Okay.
So far, we've all got nose. It's a good thing we're not playing password.
Right.
I don't know. Can you see the inside? This is the one I was playing around with last time I was on live. And it has the, oh, come on. Makes a design on the inside too.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm going to make you big so you can show us.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
There's the outside. It's so
Mm.
easy. Yeah,
Is it really?
it's easy. It's 4 rows, but 2 of the rows are single crochet.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
is
gorgeous.
and tell me again, did you say it was cotton?
This is acrylic, but
Acrylic. Oh, it was
Yeah.
Dana asked if it was cotton.
yeah. And then I made another one. This is a 4-weight and this one's a 3-weight.
That is so pretty.
There we go. Thank you.
Darla
No.
does it again.
Charlie does it again. That's one of those things that a few months ago I would have been afraid to try, and now I'm like, I can do that.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid.
Well-
I'm not afraid of anything anymore.
Good.
And Darla's tutorials are amazingly easy to follow.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, stop it. Stop it.
Are you arguing with your yarn?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm arguing with my yarn. I'm arguing with everything these days. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failed pumpkins. That's all I've done the last three days is failed pumpkins.
Oh my goodness. And there are so many pumpkin tutorials on.
It's not the tutorials
YouTube.
that's the problems. It's not the tutorials. The problem is they're taking much longer than I want them to. And so I think, okay, I'm going to set this one aside and I'm going to start another one and it's going to go much faster. Because, I think I'm going to have 20 of them done by Wednesday. And I
Of
have
course
zero.
you are.
Zero.
You're going to
I'm just
hate
not gonna worry
pumpkins.
about it. I'm just not going to worry about it.
By
what I
Wednesday,
mean.
you'll never want to see another crocheted pumpkin in your life.
Mm-hmm. But so I have one. And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Those
so
are
then I moved
great
on from
colors.
the story is this one worked out beautiful on my little Addie. So then I moved on to this one on my big Addie and I broke my big Addie.
You didn't break it.
I didn't break it. I thought I broke it. But
Okay.
thankfully, Mr. spent the morning fixing my big Addie.
Cleaning.
Well, he tore it apart. I was in tears.
Oh.
And while I was on my live here, Mr. was in the other room going do 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 fixing it. Apparently it just needed to be cleaned, but you know, as it's going crunch, 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 freezing up, I'm going, oh dear God, this can't be right. Because this is what it was doing to my project. It was doing this to my project. It was eating it alive.
Oh.
And of course, Kitten learned a very sad lesson this morning. She learned she's too big to crawl inside of the Addy while I'm working. Now she's very sad.
Oh.
You know what else she learned? She learned how to catch birdies and bring them into Grandpa.
Good girl.
Love.
Good girl.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of that going on out at Mom's with mice and birds and voles and anything those cats can get a hold of. We get lots of presents.
Yeah, lots of presents. So thank God she brought it to Grandpa instead of Grandma, because Grandma doesn't like those kind of presents.
She took it to the bathroom and laid it down and was playing with it.
Well, at least she was playing with it, not eating it. Rocky Kitty used to eat everything except for one of the organs and a handful of feathers. And I never did figure out what organ it was he didn't like. You think it was the liver, but you'd walk into the room and there'd be a pile of whatever feathers, like the tail feathers.
To the people, Jack. Well,
and
grab mine.
Crochet. Hey, Jack. What are you doing, Jack? Hey, buddy.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack. Hey, sweetheart.
I'm going to show you what I've been working on.
Boy. Oh, who did we lose? We lost me for a second. I'm back.
So I have a commission blanket.
Oh, let me make you big. You look so funny with your hair down. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
This was fun. What is the name of the website? It's 365 Crochet or Crochet 365. She has a sunflower bag.
I've seen it.
And that actually has a white, instead of this olive green, she does it in a white or an ivory with Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. So, but my friend came to me several months ago and showed me this picture. She was practically hyperventilating of this sunflower granny blanket that was made from that pattern with the olive on the outside, the green. So this was my first square. Now I am doing assembly line centers. This is what I've been working on, is these centers for the square. And I'm tying them up in packs of 10 because I need 88 squares total.
Wow.
Yeah. So little assembly line. But after doing the fruit garden, it's like,
yeah, that's nothing.
That is nothing compared to doing that at Campus Square. Oh my goodness. I still can't get over that.
Yeah,
you're going to have
nightmares about that thing.
Yeah.
That's
so
gorgeous.
That's what I'm doing in here, watching MASH. Cuddling with the dog.
Cuddling. Taking as many showers as you want.
Yes, I've had several in the last 12 hours. So it's been nice.
I think I'll take a shower. I think I'll take another shower.
Maybe I'll go rinse off. I got a little sweaty walking out there in the heat.
Yep. Oh my God. I went to Costco yesterday and got Mr. a whole new wardrobe. We realized, because we're getting ready to go on that cruise, and we have a specialty dinner. I don't know if you guys know, anybody who's cruised, they've got this thing called the chef's table. And it's very, very hard to get because they only do it one time per cruise. And they only have 12 seats at the chef's table. So as you can imagine, it's tricky to get. And there are 6 of us in our group, and I wanted all of us to go together. And the second I heard wind that it was available, and you never know when they're going to release it. And I just lucked out. And I've been going in there and checking and checking and checking. And I checked the day it had been released, and I got it. I got it for us. And so we got the chef's table, and it's like, it's a private dinner with the head chef, and you get it's like a 12-course meal, and you get to tour the galley, and so you see how they do everything, and then you get a wine pairing with each course, and it's just amazing. We did, Mr. and I got to do it one other time, and just once we did it, and it's just phenomenal. It's just the coolest thing ever. If you're a foodie, it's really cool. We're not that much of a foodie, but we really, really enjoyed it. And so I got to looking at Mr.'s clothes, and he's lost so much weight, and he needed some clothes. So I said, you have a decent pair of slacks that actually fit you? So he comes out in this pair of pants, and he's got the belt cinched so tight. It looks like he's got a garbage bag tied up. It's like 5 sizes too small. And I'm like, no. 5 sizes too big. Yeah. And the hem's falling out of the bottom of the thing. And I'm like, okay, I got to go buy you some pants. So I contacted my grandson, and I'm like, where should I go buy him a pair of slacks? I haven't bought him decent clothes in so long. And so he goes, Costco. And I'm like, really? Slacks? He goes, yeah, I just bought some this weekend. So I hit Costco yesterday, and they're closing out all their summer stuff. So I bought him slacks and shorts and some long pants with the cargo stuff in it. And they're also bringing in their winter stuff. So I bought him 20 pairs of pants. So he's got jeans and Carhartt type stuff, twill pants and shorts and dress pants. So poor thing spent an hour trying things on yesterday. So he has a whole new wardrobe.
Good deal.
Yeah. So I said, now you have to go through your drawers, and everything that is 4 or 5 sizes too big that you've been cinching up with a belt, get rid of them. So, yeah. So he's got all new clothes. He had a lot of shirts. Nice shirts. It was just pants that were a mess. Because the boys, they've got belts, and he can just make them tighter and tighter and tighter. Those cloth belts, E-rings. But so he's got 2 pairs of slacks, and I bought him 2 pairs of jeans and 4 pairs of those kind of almost like canvas pants that they wear to work on in the garage. And I still did. No, we took the shorts back. The shorts I bought were really strange. They were almost like swimsuit material. They were really strange.
Weird.
What t-shirt you use for crochet bag linings? Yeah, the jeans. He didn't have jeans. I already got rid of his jeans.
I've got 2 pairs of jeans in there.
T-shirts you can use for crochet bag linings. I never thought of that.
There's a lot of uses for old t-shirts, that's for sure, especially in the crochet world.
You mean like t-shirts, like this kind of t-shirts? He doesn't wear those. He only wears button-down shirts. He won't even wear a polo shirt. Yeah. Oh no, I'm right there with you, Crazy Poppy. I reuse things for everything. I saw a video the other day where a lady was taking the bags that chicken feed came in, and she was repurposing them into tote bags. Oh my God, they look so cute. But I don't think the bags that our chicken feed comes in is that
They're plastic.
they are. Then it was the same bags. I need to look at those bags then. Because she was I think she was sewing them though. And they look so darn cute. But I love this pumpkin. I'm going to have a hard time getting rid of this pumpkin. Maybe it won't sell. No, this will be the one that sells because it's really cute.
Where's your cinnamon stick?
I love fall. It is my favorite.
But you know what, Crazy Poppy? I have some t-shirts that
They're gray.
they're gray, and we've got about a dozen of them, and they're out in the motorhome because I don't even want them in my house. That we had to wear as our uniforms when we worked in the oil fields, and we've got short sleeve ones and long sleeve ones, and they've got the name of the security company on them, and they're in good shape. They're nice, heavy duty t-shirts, and especially the long sleeve ones. Ooh, my ears ringing. They're long, especially the long sleeved ones. Because we only wore them for a few weeks when it was super cold. And because you had some
5 or 6 of them that we didn't know.
in fact, there's some we never did wear because they gave us a dozen of them, of the long sleeve ones, and we just didn't need them.
You wore 3 or 4.
And they're out in the motorhome in the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Bag linings. I just don't know. I don't know how you would use it. So somebody's going to have to explain to me how you use it for. So do you sew it? Do you have a video, Poppy? You guys know I'm so visual. I just can't. I can't. You know what they were sending me last night, you guys, in bingo? Was they sent me videos to crochet egg aprons for gathering eggs. We're going to have eggs from our chickens next month. And so they were sending me egg aprons.
I think Angela's crocheting one from My Precious Yarnery.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think she was working on one.
And the one gal, her egg apron had a big pocket on the side so she could put her cell phone in and a couple of things like that in there.
Oh.
Yeah, Angela's got chickens.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah, they're in good shape. And I saved. I mean, I don't need a ton of them, but I saved 2 or 3 just for like if you're working on the car or painting or something like that. But I got rid of a bunch of shirts because I have too many t-shirts. Are you surprised? No. Nobody's surprised that I have too many t-shirts. But I cleaned out my closet last weekend. And it looks so nice now. It's all nice and tidy, and I got it back in order because my colors had gotten mixed together, and I don't like it. Yes, I don't like that. I know. They're back in the appropriate orders now. All the black and navies are in one pile. The grays are in one pile, and the colors and I put the greens and olives in with the black and navy, and the dark grays and light grays are in one pile, and then all the colors are in one pile. So everything is back in the appropriate color piles, and I actually made a separate pile for things like this that don't have a design on them, the non-print So
I just got a call from the front desk.
oh yes.
Yeah, so I checked in last night, and then this morning, just before the checkout time, we figured out that I needed to spend another night. So I toddled down there and had them refresh my room key. And just now they called me to say, "Hey, we have another food voucher for you.
Oh nice.
20 bucks." Yeah. So last night I got dinner at the Cascade Grill, and got $20 off of that. And so I'll be toddling back down there again at some point to pick up my other one. My company's pretty good.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah. My company pays for that. So
Good.
It's very nice.
yeah.
Mm.
Very, very nice. Did you
Yeah.
say what city you were in? Or did I miss it?
Portland.
Oh, Portland.
Is she staying at Jubit's?
Jubit's?
Jubit's. That's right.
Yes.
Because our yard, Mister, if you're heading towards I-5
I
on
know where it's
Vancouver
at.
Way, I know you do. We all, yeah. If you're a truck driver, you better know where Jubit's is. And Jubit's is on your right.
Yep.
You go a little bit beyond the hotel, and there's a tire shop on the right, and then there's a long driveway that goes up next to that tire shop. That's the drive that goes to our yard. So
Yeah,
I
we
know
share.
where your yard
Yeah, we share a fence with
brother
Jubit's
drove.
back there. So yeah.
My brother drove for that company for probably 10 years.
Well, it's a different company now. We bought this yard probably 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were down at the corner the other way.
Mm.
This is a 6-7-year-old company.
Mm.
And the guy who started Market Transport, his name's Peter. He kind of got bumped out of that company. He started Market Express 7 years ago.
Nice. So did you
Market-
break down somewhere, or were you just having issues and so you wanted to get it looked at?
Well, I've been kind of having some issues with the regen. These newer trucks, they basically reburn the exhaust.
Uh-huh.
It's called a regeneration, and that's what diesel exhaust fluid is for. And that's why anything like, what is it, Mr. 2006, 2007, all diesel engines have to have DEF.
Oh,
They all do this thing. So, well, mine wasn't completing all the way, and I was getting engine lights. So coming back from Mom's yesterday, I thought, oh, I've got time. I don't have a load till the morning, so I'm going to go have them check out these engine lights. Oh, yeah. I would have broke down on the road.
Oh.
But it's a 23, so those parts are warranty, and they'll be in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll check out tomorrow.
Hey, Miss Karen.
Hi, Karen.
I was going to say something, and now I have no idea what it was. So.
Sunflower centers. I got to do how many? 88.
88, 87.
Yeah. And I'm up in the 60s now. So
Oh, well, that's good.
yeah, I'm
Wow.
doing okay.
How many rows is your center? 2, 3?
This center is just one round.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do all of them.
So I'm doing all the centers, and then I'll do round 2 on all of those.
Is Miss Wanda still here?
Miss Wanda.
Wait a minute. Is it Miss Wanda? Miss Wanda, are you the one that knits as well?
I've
Is-
never
is-
heard of Wanda knitting, but
Is there anybody in here that knits? I have a knitting question. It's an easy knitting question.
Carrie.
Carrie?
If Carrie's
Oh, Carrie.
if Carrie's still in here,
Well, maybe she can just show me at the Yarny social. I'll bring
yeah.
some and my knitting needles, and she can show me, which would be way better than me asking someone.
Darla, are you a knitter?
No.
Hmm, me either. I have enough of obsessions. I don't need another one.
Uh-huh.
I I don't think you were there. We decided one of the projects I'm taking on the cruise is I figured out what to do with my leftover Lizzie yarn.
Yeah.
Is going to be an asymmetrical shawl, which I already had in my brain. But I'm going to do an asymmetrical knit shawl.
Okay.
Because the knit doesn't use as much yarn as crochet. And I've got just about 100 grams of yarn left of, the bits and pieces of all the different colors. And
Cool.
Then with the asymmetrical, you just start out with nothing and then go to as big as you want. So then just when I'm done, I'm done. And so that's a good way to use that up. And Kim from, oh my gosh, what's the name of her thing? Knit for something, Kim Knit for whatever. She said to use the size 8 needle, which I have. And who that knitter. So I realized I don't know how, because I'm going to be using up my bits and pieces of yarn. I realized I don't know how to add on when I finish up this bit of yarn. How do I add on my next bit of yarn? I know how to do it with crochet. I just basically knit or crochet on the new one. Do I basically do the same thing with when you buy the pickle jar yarn, those little baby skeins, the baby skeins of yarn for the pickle jar yarn, they sent out an ad for the pickle jar, and instead of showing that scarf, they showed it in that shawl, and I'm like, that's what I'm going to do with that yarn. And I thought that was a beautiful way. Then I could have it with me, and I thought that would be wonderful. And I'm very, very excited to do that and I'm going to bring an extra skein of the duck egg, which I have for my fruit garden, because I can buy another skein for fruit garden when I'm ready. And then I'll have an extra skein of duck egg to supplement it if I need to, if it really isn't getting big enough. So that's what I'm going to do with the leftover from Lizzie. But I actually think it's going to be enough, because that shawl that Selena's got us making with the shawl in a ball, that's just 100 gram skein. And we're making a whole shawl out of that.
Yep. And that's a beautiful shawl. Yep. She did that in community coral.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other project I'm taking with me. And I'm taking my Christmas ornaments with me, which I talked about in bingo last night. I still just have that one mitten that I made with that sparkly. I just got the one.
Yeah, I did the sparkly, the blingy. I love this yarn, and I love the way it turned out. I wish I would have brought it with me. It's sitting on the dash of the truck.
Okay, so who the knitter said just knit just knit it together like you just carry on. Okay, so it's the same thing we do when we crochet. You just knit it and keep going. Okay, thank you. So you might get a couple of emails from people wanting to join.
That'd be great. So if anybody wants to know about the RADD Girls Christmas ornament swap, email me at Dana's Wanderlust Crochet@gmail.com, or any of us four. We can give you the information, but I'm putting together the groups. We're already halfway through group 2. So we're getting people. I mean, we're not starting until, it doesn't officially start until October 1st, but we are already getting groups put together. So there's been a whole lot of interest. And plus, we're going to talk about it at the Yarny Social. We get quite a few signed up there.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
And
So
then
far, it's going really smooth. Go ahead.
Last night they were talking about Alt Knots has a good pattern for crocheted socks that she uses fingering weight yarn for. And so I thought that would be it, because I'm trying to find small projects, because this is a 16-day cruise with only 3 stops. So I'm going to have a lot of crochet time.
Mhm.
But it's got to be small projects that I don't have to bring tons of yarn.
Mhm.
So I thought that would be a good project too to pack. So that gives me 2 shawls, socks, and all of my ornaments. Is that going to be enough? So that's basically 12 days. Darla, if you had 12 full days of crocheting, would that be enough to keep you busy? No, it would not.
It might.
Well,
Depends how much you screw up.
I think it'd be hard to guess like, I've never been on a cruise, so it sounds like there's a lot of other things that go on these cruises that you don't just sit and crochet, right?
There's activities, but there's easily 6 hours a day of nothing.
I don't know.
Just watching the water.
Mm-hmm. I might have to find one more thing.
Yeah, just in case.
Oh, hook down, hook down.
Hook down, hook down. Man
Might have to.
Fingering weight stuff is good to work on because the yarn is small. The projects tend to be small. Fingering weight or 2 weight.
Mm-hmm.
Cowl would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I found a beautiful hat pattern the other day. It looked like mountain ranges with stars in it. It was so pretty.
Wow.
I started a tutorial for 2-weight cotton yarn for a wrap.
A rat?
I've got
a wrap like a shawl. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not going to make a rat. That's not on my to-do list.
I have something in my list to do. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. I had already picked out something else that was on my list to do this year, and it's a mosaic. And it's only 3 skeins of yarn. And it's a table, like a placemat type size. That's right. I was going to add that to the pile.
Okay, what's the definition of mosaic?
Well, there's 2 different kinds that I know of. There's overlay, and then there's, what do they call it? Inset?
I don't know the difference, but the one that I'm doing is just like Trevor the Turtle was.
It's overlay. What we do is like what Tina does, and basically you do a row of single crochet in one color A, then do a row of single crochet in color B, and then on the chart it will tell you on row 3 you're going back to color A, and you're going to go along with single crochets, except for on the X marks in the chart you will drop down to that first row and do a double crochet around the post of that single from row 1, And that
Oh,
that's basically, it's single crochet and double crochet. And the double crochet always goes 2 rows down.
Yeah, you're picking up stitches from the row below.
So
Yeah,
this would be mosaic.
That's why I wondered if that was mosaic.
that
'cause
looks
it looks a lot
mosaic.
like that.
Well,
Yeah.
it is, because I go, with these spikes, I go 3 rows down.
Okay, so you're doing a spike, like a double crochet spike stitch,
Half double crochet.
half double spike stitch. Okay. It's, yeah. I mean, it's basically all mosaic is going along with singles, and then you do spike stitches.
Okay. So I'm doing mosaic and I didn't know it.
Yeah, it's super easy.
And you're just you're following a chart to make your design. Or like if you're doing the Apache tiers, it's you don't necessarily follow a chart because it's like single, 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 double, single, 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 double. It's such an easy design that you don't need.
It's a repeat. It's just a constant repeat. So that's what it looks like yours is, that you wouldn't necessarily need a chart. It's just a repeat.
Yeah. Just a repeat.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And in
So I
fact,
think
the mosaic, this one that I'm doing is going to be in Apache tiers, but it's 3 color instead of 2. So how do I do that, Dana?
Oh, hey, well, here's something you all should know. I might as well make an announcement. So this year, my big project make along that I didn't do a lot of lives on was the fruit garden blanket, and I'll still do one more live on that. But next year, I'm doing the Montana.
Yes, you are.
In like a queen size, and that's going to be the make along for next year. And I have picked out 4 colors.
Okay.
So I have been studying the chart, and so I went to Ravelry because I had kind of the same question. You know, where do you start? How do you do this? I went to Ravelry and I looked at all the different projects on the Montana, and I kind of got one that I'm going to pattern it after, which is going to be my friend Linda Gallagher out of Idaho. She did a beautiful version in a queen size blanket. So I'm just kind of following the chart. I'm studying her blanket. I'm switching up the colors a little bit, but I haven't completely figured it out, but I think it's one of those things you got to feel out. You got to start into it. To really get your head around it. Cause we need Michelle's mosaics and more to help us get our head around those color changes.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, because okay, this is what I'm thinking, because I'm going to use red, white, and black. So I could use black as my color A throughout. And then I could do like 10 rows of red and then 10 rows of white and 10 rows of red and 10 rows of
You can do
white.
that. Absolutely. Especially with that Apache tiers. I think that would turn out really pretty.
Yeah.
And one thing, this might blow your mind. So she does the whole blanket. Then she slip stitches all the way around to get started on her envelope border.
Well, and I'm going to use fringe instead of the envelope because it's a placemat, so it'll look good like that.
And she used double crochet for the envelope border, except on the front side of the blanket, she did another mosaic design in the border. I know. I'm like, my head hurts.
God.
But it's a tutorial of one, like, I think it's called the Fiesta Cow. So it's another pattern of Tina's, where Tina on one side of that envelope border did a mosaic geometric design, and it is gorgeous. I can send you a picture. You can share it.
Okay.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, wait. I can't. I can't because
Okay.
I'm an idiot and I can't access. I can't access email on my computer. I told you guys, there's nobody on the face of the earth that is more illiterate than I am on computer stuff.
Huh.
Wow. That sounds fantastic and very, very, very hard. I just remembered I have a project that I have been wanting to do for so long. And it's a Ruana, and it is made out of, it's either 2-weight or 3-weight. And I've got the yarn pulled, and I was going to take it to Texas with me, but I ended up doing all that amigurumi when I was down there. And I've got it. It's knit crate yarn that I bought special for this project. And I really, really want to make that. And I think I'm going to take that with me also. Because I just saw the pattern yesterday when I was in my bedroom doing something. And I really want to make that. And that was on my list of things to get done this year. And if I take the Ruana, I take the mosaic, I take the Lizzie, I take the shawl and the ball, and the Christmas ornaments. That is, oh my God.
Isn't that amazing? Darla,
Okay,
I'll
let me
email
see
it. I'll
if I can
email it to you.
open this on my tablet.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that amazing?
That's the Montana.
That is the Montana.
That's beautiful. You know, because you guys know I'm not a fan of, I don't want to say I'm not a fan. I'm not normally drawn to what I call Arizona Southwestern. And that is stunning. Okay, that is on, okay, that's a text message. Let me see if I can open that on my tablet. I don't think I can. Wait a minute. Dana.
Okay, I emailed it to I can just put it in I'll put it on Facebook Messenger.
Can I open Messenger on my tablet? I think I can. Yeah, Messenger me, Facebook Messenger me that, and then I can open it on the tablet. Then I can show it on here and it'll be bigger because I can't.
I just sent it to Rad Girls.
Okay, now I can open it.
And where she's doing red, I'm doing a dark teal. And where she did black, I'm doing a chocolate. Because otherwise I'll chew a hole in my wrist.
Mm-hmm. There you are, Dana. Why can I get Dana but not Rad Girl? Oh, there's Rad Girls. Okay. Darla.
Okay.
Catching up.
Nobody move. I dropped my needle. There it is. Okay. Okay. Everybody breathe again.
Come on. Come on. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Are you able to see it, Darla? Oh, you go big. Yeah, you go big.
Isn't that stunning?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful.
If you can imagine the black in a chocolate, all that black around there is chocolate, and the red is a very dark teal.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's what I'm doing. That's the plan.
Wow.
and up close. I mean, you can't see it when I'm showing you guys, but up close, I can see that design on the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
God.
see it in the border.
That's pretty.
Wow.
That is pretty.
And I went through like 8 pages of projects where people uploaded their pictures of their Montanas, and
Mhm.
hers, in my mind, is the most stunning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Mhm.
That is so pretty. Yeah, freehandy.
So that's our 24 make along party
Oh no.
project.
No, no.
That's
I'm telling you
what
right now, I'm out. I'm out. I'll tell you what I want to do next year. Can I reach it? I'll tell you what I want to try to get done next year. You guys know me, but
Yeah,
like to do. Ugh.
we know you.
I don't know if I can reach it right now. Ugh, let me get the grabber. See, I've got it all put away, but it's up right front so I can see it. Speaking of mosaics, not that this is the only thing I want to do, but this is kind of in the front of my mind right now. This is one of the 5,000 projects that I have. This is the one that's most in the front of my mind right now.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, the Christmas, the Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, the winter show lodge.
Oh,
Into the woods, because it's got the cabins and the deer and the trees.
whose is that?
It's the same lady that did the one with the trees, just the trees last year.
So
And
it's not Tina? Is that Tina?
No, this isn't Tina. And you're right, it's overlay. Her name is Abby McIntyre.
Yeah, I think I have her in my favorites.
Yeah, get your hook on. And last year she did the one, it was just trees.
Yeah.
And then she did the updated one where she added the other. And I've got the one with just trees too. It's also up there, right there.
So
Right
how
there.
many colors are you going to use?
It's only 2. So check this out.
So it came in a kit?
I bought it in a kit.
You bought it in a kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has, let me get this down. You can get just the, no, I lied. I bought the other one. I also have it in a kit. I bought the pattern and then I got a 50% off coupon. So I bought the kit. And then this came out.
Yeah.
And they had another 50% off coupon. Next, the following year, I got another coupon. And
Yeah.
thank you. And God, I just love it. I just love it. And so my kit is and it's just the Mary Maxim best value. So, a beigey color.
Okay.
And then it came with the prism yarn. You know how beautiful the prism yarn is. So it's the blues and browns and creams and teal. Yeah. So it's just the 2 colors. But this reminded me of Sunset in the Forest.
Okay.
And I had to have it. And then I had an argument with myself because Prism is a hand wash only yarn.
Yeah.
And I don't like making Afghans with hand wash only yarn. But I said to myself, this is not going to be a throw on the floor kind of Afghan.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a fold on the back of the couch.
Put on the bed.
Maybe throw across. And Mister's going to make me an Afghan tree. One of those ladders.
Nice.
Where my my Lizzie and my flower garden and my Sophie's Universe and my very special Afghans will be displayed, and not the ones that we wrap up on the couch and the dog lays on, and so it's not going to be one that gets used on a regular basis.
So when are you scheduled to work on Sophie's and the fruit garden?
You know, as you and I were talking just now, and I was thinking of things that were small and easy to take on the cruise, I almost said out loud, fruit garden would be good to take on the cruise. But then
It's a lot, though. That's a lot of different skeins.
It's a lot of different skeins, and you got to pay attention. There's a lot of
Mhm.
counting, and that's not going to work on the cruise. Because there's also a lot of drinking on the cruise. So,
yeah, probably. But you're doing, aren't you doing your Sophie's monochrome, like one color?
mm-hmm. No. And Sophie's,
You don't want to do that? Oh.
Because the problem with that is my monochrome is on one of those spools. So it's
Yeah.
big.
It's big. Okay, that's a lot to pack around in your
A lot
luggage.
to pack around. And I got to remember the suitcase. It's got to fit in my suitcase. So, but I think I've got to figure it out. I was just saying, so I've got, and the other thing that's kind of big, although it'll be big to go, it won't be big to come back, is, you know, the Lizzie yarn is big to go, but when it comes back, it'll be a shawl and it'll be small enough.
Right.
Oh, Linda, I just can't do it.
What is she saying?
Anya's doing an Agatha Christie mystery crochet along.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I just can't. I'm so overwhelmed right now. And I know now that mystery doesn't scare me. I know it'll be done well. I know the colors will be stunning and I'll love it. I just can't take on another project.
Did you see where she put together all her grandma's squares? Anya did.
She? I bet
it's fabulous. She was going through all the squares. I don't remember if she showed the complete, but she was putting them together and they are beautiful squares. You know, her grandma's gone. And so she finally pulled out all these squares, just tons of them. And it's a great video. You should check that one out.
We'll have to find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Linda, I want to. I don't even want to go look at the video because I know what'll happen. But
right.
I just can't. I mean, I'm sitting here naming off. I am trying to
Scorched earth.
Yes.
Scorched earth.
Scorched earth.
Finish all those projects.
I've got projects and it's not even projects that are just like, I mean, I've got my whips, but I've also got the 5 or 6 blankets here that I truly want to finish.
Right.
And I've still got this Christmas blanket that must get finished that I can't take on the cruise because it's for someone on the cruise with me. Plus, it's huge. I mean, that can't go with me on the cruise. But by God, the minute I get back, I've got to go balls to the wall on that thing. I should be working on that today instead of all these damn pumpkins that I'm never going to get done.
Those craft fairs, they're eating up this whole year of yours.
They are months and months and months for a stupid little pumpkin. I should quit with the pumpkins.
You know, but you're learning a lot. I think that's great. You are learning a lot as far as crochet and fairs.
I have learned so much because, and you know, like I said, I'm not afraid of anything anymore. You know, I was telling Darla, there's so many things that I would have been terrified to even try. And now it's like I look at that purse and I go, oh, I can make that, which I wouldn't even thought to try before.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the Rwanda, which was on my list for this year. I'm going to do that. Okay, I need to write this down. Okay, so I'm going to do the leaf Rwanda. And I've got, I mean, it's already packed and ready to go in a different bag because I was going to take that to Texas and that didn't happen. So it's my leaf Rwanda. I'm going to do the What's that called? What's that? The mosaic. Not mosaic. What's it called?
What?
That kind of, is that mosaic? What's that kind of crochet called?
This?
Well, we decided that's probably like it, but what's
Yeah.
it called?
That's probably a version of mosaic.
Yeah, mosaic. Mosaic placemat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mosaic placemat. I'm doing the ornaments. I'm doing the socks, the crochet socks, and that's alt knots. And that'll be good because that'll be some fingering weight yarn. Knots. I'm doing the shawl in a ball, and that's already packed. Shawl in a ball. And I'm doing the Lizzie leftovers. And that's knit, and that's already packed. So that gives me 6 projects that are.
I think that's going to keep you busy.
That'll keep me busy. And that leaf Rwanda, that's a big project because that's almost all single crochet. I think it's half double crochet, and a Rwanda is big, and it's beautiful yarn. That now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Okay. Now I feel like I got enough to do. Glad we got that figured out. Good Lord.
What? Me.
Ha. And are you giving us any kind of a clue what we're making at Yarny Social? I got to pack my yarn for that. I got my list.
We are in my workshop. We are making that little tote that from the American Crochet Association. I was just on the phone with Selena yesterday about that workshop. That's the pattern is provided by the American Crochet Association. It's cotton. I used Dishy, but you can use any kitchen cotton.
Okay.
And was it an eye hook? It was an H or an eye hook. Just bring your hooks for that. And then we're doing the creative journaling workshop. So that's just whatever, probably worsted like we did before. I got to tell you, the reason why things are getting done now is because of that workshop that we went to. I know that you didn't get a lot out of it. That wasn't an ideal situation for you that day,
because I was having problems.
What?
Just because I had problems, technical problems, as always.
Right. But I'm using that 20 minutes to go through the 4-step method. And, once I get started 20 minutes onto something and I do that in quiet time, do that whole method, I keep going. And, at that point I put something on, put on some true crime or something, and just, I have been for several years now, every time I crochet, I have been tensing up my whole body because of deadlines, that I've imposed on myself. And by the time I do 15, 20 minutes of that creative journaling while crocheting, using her method, I'm relaxed and I'm getting more done. So now things are getting done.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because while we did that little exercise, I kind of got lost. And I told you that day. So when you're doing this in the morning, are you using that as a time to sort of plan your day? No. What are you doing what are you journaling?
Whatever comes to my mind. And I was thinking about our conversation the other day, and some things you could have written down was, this is stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost. You could have written.
I a little bit did.
Right. Okay, good. Yeah. Get that down on paper. You have that journal next to you. You're crocheting something. the journal prompts at the top of those 2 pages were just suggestions that you can just do a mind dump, and that's all I'm doing. If I do feel, that tension that comes up, it's like I can't forget to do this thing.
And then you would write that down.
I will write it down, and I get it out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, when I'm done, I don't go back to that like immediately. I go do whatever was next on my list, or I just keep crocheting or whatever. But I do come back to it because I keep all pieces of paper in one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I keep them all in one planner. So that is part of my daily, I do the 2-page a day planner. Okay. I make that one of my entries on that right side. And I will either come back to it later on that day or the next morning to see if there's anything that needs to be forwarded on to another day or not. Sometimes I've come back to a whole list, a whole handful of things to do things, and I've thought, not worth forwarding on. I got it out of my head. Now I'm not concerned to do those things.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll be doing that workshop again on Saturday at the social, so you'll get another opportunity.
Okay. And this time I'm not going to be afraid to ask questions. That was my other thing. I was afraid to ask questions.
Right.
And I think if I've got questions, somebody else probably has those same questions.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I like that.
I gotta go. I gotta make some hamburger patties and meatballs.
What time is dinner?
Around 5 o'clock.
Okay. Pack it up, Jack. Let's go.
So are the meatballs for spaghetti, or do you just have meatballs?
They're gonna be for spaghetti. I think they're gonna get frozen for
Mm-hmm.
spaghetti another day, but tonight we're having hamburgers.
You are so good. You are so good. Cooking ahead of time.
Yeah.
Cooking at,
Yeah.
I feel so inadequate now. It's good to see you again, Darla. I'm glad you made it in today. We were here for a long time today.
Yes,
Yeah. Today's kind of a play day.
Yeah.
We're having fun. We're just visiting.
Hey, everybody, I'll see you. Bye.
All right. We'll see you later, Darla.
Bye, Darla.
Bye.
Okay. So then that's, and we're getting new printouts. I literally just threw away my printouts.
Yeah. Because she got paid by the Yarny Social to do some printings.
Okay. So that's where some money went. And I got to tell you honestly, I was determined that this was going to be my last one. That next year, if someone else wanted to use the name and do their version of it, I was going to say, go for it. But as it's coming together and as I'm taking some trainings on online, on monetizing this thing, basically raising the price. But I'm going to try it again next year. Of course, the price is going to go up significantly. But the great thing about the price being so low this year is that people will get a taste of how much is under promised and over delivered as far as the event goes. So I think that it's a matter of getting a reputation for, putting on a good event. So next year, it's probably maybe not double, but it's going to go up a lot because I'm not going to go in the hole again. No, and you shouldn't. Yeah. And I am going in the hole second year in a row because my biggest concern over making any kind of profit
is making sure people get more than their money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest concern, that people would walk away and say, well, that was a waste of money.
Yeah.
That's what I've been afraid of both years. But in fact, one day, about a month and a half ago, I was going into an anxiety attack, and I sent Carrie a message and said, I'm going to give everybody their money back and I'm canceling. Carrie did not scream at me. She didn't, what? She was like, well, okay. So, and she was just very calmly started talking to me, and I'm like, whatever. And I went to bed, and the next morning I brought up the messages again. I'm like, thank you for talking me down off the cliff. She was very calm, very logical. So
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing Carrie is involved in this, because it would never have happened. Never. Of course, she talked me into it. This is completely her fault.
Completely.
The whole thing I blame on Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
But we had such a great time last year with just a handful of us. And now we have 25 people.
Yeah. How many?
25.
Nice. And sometimes when these things get too big, they're not fun either.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna here's what's been going through my head. That at some point over the weekend, I want to have a little sit down with you and Carrie and maybe anybody else who is knowledgeable on these kind of things, and discuss what could have been improved. Do we need more people? Do we want to do a little bigger venue of like 30 to 40 people? Do we want to keep it this size? What could we make it, what did not go great? What could be better?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get, you and Carrie, and maybe there's a gal named Lee. I want to talk to these people, all of you, and kind of feel out for next year.
Bob Wells.
Well, yeah, he had.
What about Bob Wells? I know who Bob
We're just talking about how his thing grew from a fun little group around a campfire to so freaking big he had to get the state of California involved.
Oh wow, yeah. See, and I don't want to do a chain link conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something, but this isn't the right format.
So, and the chain link, I would love to have gone. I would love to have experienced that once, but I've been to big conferences like that. I have been to huge conferences like that, and there's so many options that my head kind of spins.
Yeah, I get really annoyed when I go to a conference and you got to pick which, and it's like I'm missing out on.
Right.
I don't want to pick. I don't want to pick a lane. I want to go to everything.
Right.
Because I don't
want to miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't like this. That one's going in the garbage. I didn't get my center exactly right. So, yeah, I think there's a balance between, making it a bigger deal and keeping it a social event.
Yeah.
So even the workshop that I do on Friday morning, we're going to have some patterns laid out there too for people to just, pick and choose from, kind of a smorgasbord of free patterns. This is not going to be like a breakout workshop where we go somewhere else, split off from those who don't want to do the skill building. We're going to do it within, the whole group, but those who want to participate in the skill building, I'll hand them the pattern for that. And everybody else who's in it, let's say that you don't want to participate in the skill building, you're in there with us and you're listening to us, which is fine. But you have a question on one of the patterns that you're working on, I'm going to tell people, just get my attention. And as soon as we're done with this particular point, I'll I'll come over and help you with that.
Jump in.
Because it's not going to be that big of a group.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's not going to be a huge thing.
What was I going to ask you? Dang it, my brain is.
What?
I keep having. Well, I just kept having these questions and then they're gone. I don't know. Yeah, I think that. Oh, I know. I was going to ask you. What do you know? What time in the morning things are going to begin?
Okay, so on Thursday we're getting in there at 8 to set up. We're opening the doors at 9.
Okay.
But Friday and Saturday we're opening the door. We're probably going to open the doors around 9, but we're not going to get started till 10.
Okay.
And then I think Carrie and I were talking about an hour and a half lunch.
Yeah,
So
because
the
you have to
people
go off site, right?
What's that?
You have to go off site. There's not like a little restaurant there.
There isn't. I'm sure they, they got the continental breakfast, I'm sure. And we could, Grubhub anything we want at any time during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're sitting there and you're like, I'm feeling a little munchy, and you order Grubhub or Uber Eats, you can go outside, grab that, and come back in and eat.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring outside food in, is what I'm trying to say.
Good.
Yeah, which we couldn't do last year, but we had the Cascade Grill last year.
Yeah, if they've got food on site, they don't want you bringing anything in.
What's that? Yeah. And the Cascade Grill was wonderful. But there was plenty of time, like Harry and her guy, who, by the way, is the Crochet King of the World. I had to give him a name badge that said that on it. In the middle of one day, they decided to go exploring in the Dalles. They checked out the, local yarn shop. So, I mean, it's not like you're chained to the room every second that the event's going on.
Oh, I just lost you. There we are. My computer just went dark. I know, Wanda. I wish you were going to be there.
We're having an omelet from.
Oh, Linda, that's going to be so much
What?
fun. Linda was just talking about that mystery thing. It's going to be so much fun. And I just know, I just can't. It's not that I don't want to.
Right.
I know my limitations. Actually, I don't know my limitations, and that's my problem.
Yeah, that's my problem.
My brain knows my limitations. My heart doesn't.
Right, because we see these things and we're like, yes, yes, yes. And then you sit down and try to finish the big project you're already on. And it's like, I can't do anything. That's where I get paralyzed.
Yeah. And, yeah, and I've got things I actually want to get done. So I'm not gonna commit myself to any new big things.
Right. I'm going to try, what's been on my mind is I'm going to try to keep it down to one big thing a year.
Well, I know better than that. But, I've got these things sitting here and I can see them, that bag and that bag and that bag and that bag. And I want to do them. It's not like, oh God, I got to get that done.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you mean. But a project like the fruit garden in the Montana,
those are big.
Those are big. And with my lifestyle and my job, one big one a year is probably.
For you to get fruit garden done, That's enormous. And you got I don't want to say you whipped it out. You worked your hiney off to get that out.
I went weeks without picking it up. But when I did pick it up, I mean, it was an assembly line, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you know, Lizzie, I would have got it done. But if I hadn't had my self-imposed deadline, I think it would have been like all these other projects. Eventually, it would have been done. But I loved working on it.
I've really enjoyed the little bit that I've gotten done on it. I looked at it yesterday or the day before, so it's not out of mind.
Yeah.
That would be a nice one to finish in the fall next year after the Montana.
Well, and the reason it's nice is because it's easy. It really is easy. There's one row that you have to pay attention to only because of the count. And that's it. That's it. Other than that, it's like, okay, next. And it's just enough that, oh, I'm glad, Linda. Linda says she enjoys us jabbering.
Good.
Until you get to that dang border, until you get to that envelope border. And you know, the envelope borders are a nightmare, and that's just all there is to it.
I just finished one up night before last.
Yeah.
On the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did that and I did it on a thermal stitch blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So that made it even more of a nightmare. And I did.
That's just all there is to it. And you guys might, you know, my ends, I don't know, maybe your guys's won't be as hard as mine was because my edges were kind of cruddy and they weren't real even. And, you know.
Oh, hook down.
But I just, and it wasn't that I hated it. And it definitely helped to go down a couple of hook sizes when you're doing that first row on both sides. That's really the key, is just drop down a couple.
I did that.
And I even, where's my thing? I even used, honest to God, I used a darning needle and picked up that stitch and then did put my hook underneath of it. It was that bad on that first stitch on the back side.
And I used that creative journaling method, even though, you know, it's not easy to get into that slip stitch, especially on the back side.
Yeah.
It's still kind of methodical. It's still, you know, you don't have to count. It's right there. And so that's how I got that done, was just, you know, letting my mind, you know, be blank or be busy. If it was busy, I reached over and wrote it down. Did, you know, all the techniques that she suggested. And I am more productive when I do that. It is the weirdest thing. You'd think that you'd be so busy writing stuff down because most of us have way too much spinning around in here. But it really, it kind of centers, I don't know how to explain what comes over me.
Hello.
Calmness.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. The whole idea of just kind of, you get focused. You focus yourself.
Yes.
You get centered. I feel so centered and content when I do that.
Okay.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, I think that's our.
Thank you.
I think that's our
Bye. AC
repair guy. Now
the what guy?
the AC repair, I think.
Oh, you still haven't got your AC fixed?
Since June. Now
Wow.
that it's 65 degrees.
Wow. I think you're short on tradesmen up there.
That's not the problem. It was the warranty people approving the repairs is what.
Oh,
Then once
yeah.
they approved it, then they had to wait for parts.
Yeah, warranties. I used to work in a hydraulic repair shop. Hydraulics. We did hydraulics and air compressor systems. Industrial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I dealt with a lot of the warranty.
Yeah.
I had to fill out a lot of paperwork and.
Yeah. Well, the warranty on the motorhome, we used to have a really good warranty company, and then they sold out, and now it doesn't matter what's wrong, they find a way to not cover it.
Mm.
And so I don't know. And it's not a cheap warranty, let me tell you. It is thousands of dollars. And it's up in January, and we don't know if we're going to renew it. So
it sounds more like repair insurance than a warranty. Yeah.
Well, but like it's supposed to be, like if the refrigerator goes out, if the, like right now, the hydraulics, the jacks won't go up.
Right.
So
yeah, I've got that
going
on
into
mine.
the shop next week, and they'll find a way not to cover it.
Yeah.
The what did they not cover last time? The microwave. So the microwave went out, and we couldn't get parts for it, and they wouldn't replace it. The old company would have just replaced it. They wouldn't replace it. So they said, nope, it's aged out. So they gave us $200. Well, new one cost $1,000 because it's, because it's just like when you have a boat or, anything else, it always costs more than just a household one.
Sure.
It's a built-in and it's a convection. So there's only like 3 on the market. And so it was $1,000 to get a new one and to get it installed, so we got $200, which $200, all that covered was the guy showing up to do the work. Yeah.
That's the service call.
That's the service call. It didn't pay for any of the actual work or the actual machine itself. So, but yeah, now next week he got the hydraulics. He dinked around with it enough to get the hydraulics partial up. So it's up enough that I hope it'll go over the curb.
You're all the way up.
So that we can get it to the shop and hopefully get it repaired so that we can drive easy.
When mine sits, the hydraulics just kind of start, dropping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have to use an emergency retract button to get them up when I go to drive it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like out of hydraulic fluid or if there's really a mechanical problem.
Yeah, we checked the hydraulic fluid first. He said check the hydraulic fluid first.
I don't know how to check it, so I'm going to have my guy check it.
Mm. Yeah, it's always something with the motorhome. Always something. And then now, as it just sits, that's not good for it either.
Mm-mm. So one of the things that happens is things start to get brittle.
Mm-hmm.
like that sunlight in my shower. I mean, that thing sat for 5 years and it got brittle. So when
Yeah.
I drove it from Idaho to Oregon, the thing just cracked. It
Yeah.
just spider webbed. And my guy is a little ticked at me because I took Flex Seal to it. Well, that's the way girls do it, dude.
Well, you gotta do something to fix it.
I had to do something because the rain was pouring in my shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in October, I get the whole roof redone. That's a $2,000 job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's always something. But
I gotta count.
okay, you count. So it goes in on the 24th, which is next Thursday.
This coming Thursday.
Oh, day after tomorrow, Thursday. This week. Last week turned into this week, and I didn't know it.
I hate it when it does that.
No.
There should be a law.
Yeah. So in a couple of days, it goes down and gets. We had a flat tire a few weeks ago, and we had to take it down to get fixed. Took it down to Les Schwab, and all it was a stem. It had a broken stem, so we didn't have to buy a new tire. Thank God. And so then now this week, day after tomorrow, it goes down and gets the hydraulics fixed. I'm really, really hoping it's something fairly simple. But he stinked around and played with all the fuses, and
It has to do with electrical.
it's something electrical, and you know how that goes.
Yes.
It is never easy. Never, ever something simple. But he's taken it to a place that we've gone before, and we kind of half know the people, and yeah.
Good. I got a great guy in Oregon City, just works out of the back part of his property there in town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have anybody like that we can trust around here. So, and this guy doesn't do a lot of stuff. He works on what does he do?
Truck company.
He's basically does trucking stuff, but now and again he'll do this kind of stuff on RVs, but not a lot of stuff. But so
he used to drive a race car for my brother.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. So that's how we know of him. So we trust him, but he only does certain things on RVs.
Well, and my guy's kind of the same way. He'll do the resealing of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
He put in the new Dometic air conditioner in the back. That was spendy.
Mm-hmm.
He sealed some leaks that I had around the front of the motorhome. But as far as like ripping out what's left of the carpet in the front there under the seats that got wet and nasty, he referred me to someone else.
Yeah.
He doesn't work on the engine, and he doesn't do the hydraulics. He referred me to someone else for the hydraulics.
Yeah, that's nice if you can get a referral to someone else. We can't find anybody. And the guy that we found to do that, the guy that comes out to do stuff, he's an idiot. And absolutely every time he comes out to work on something, he breaks something or he forgets to do something. Dennis goes out and works on it for 2 hours after that guy leaves. It's just been a nightmare. And we can't find another mobile guy around here. So it's just been, I'm waiting for usually there's a fall RV show, and there's usually 1 or 2 mobile guys that have a booth at the fall RV show.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm hoping to find a new.
I have had better luck with mobile guys than I have.
Yeah, usually the mobile guys are way better than anybody in a shop. But we've just had a string of bad luck with the mobile guys. But in the past, they've been really good. So. Oh, yeah, Linda, I did the same thing. I canceled my Mary Maxim your Afghan club. I canceled my of the month. My My Afghan club, I paid for the whole year, so I'm waiting for it to run out. And I actually need to call them and make sure they don't just flip me over to a quarterly one. I don't think they will, since I paid for the yearly one.
I am no longer subscribed to Crochet Society, but I did find out on that last one that I shipped out, I don't need to wrap it. I don't need to put it in a plastic bag. I can just tape up the sides, write the address on the bottom, ship that sucker out.
Yeah, because that's all they do. They send them to us like that.
Yeah.
My last one came in a bag, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I didn't order anything.
Right. Mine always came in a bag. But and so well, now this right before I let my subscription go, the last one that I decided to ship out to my last winter, I just took packing tape to the edges and a Sharpie to the bottom of it with the address, and it went great. Where before I was always looking for some way. I mean, the poor Lisa from Lisa's Crochet, when she won that one quite a while ago, she could barely get into it. It was like Fort Knox, the way I had that thing packaged up to go to Canada.
Oh, yeah, Canada.
You finally got it open.
45 minutes.
Yeah, well, we make an exception this week. We're visiting.
It's 45 plus.
Yeah.
Itch.
This is a supersize week.
This is super size, yeah. Because I actually get to sit and crochet today.
Yeah, she's
Stupid size one.
And I did get a notice that last month was my last one. I thought it was.
You only did.
Well, it was 6 months. So that was, 3 boxes.
Oh, because mine was just ongoing. I had the ongoing subscription.
I prepaid for 6 months.
Okay. Yeah. I just authorized them to charge me each month. But when my card number got stolen and sold, I didn't renew it.
No, I prepaid for the 6 months because I had never done it before and I wanted to see what it was like. And I really like them. I do. But, they're just stacking up over there in the corner like everything else. And
I just did mine as giveaways.
Yeah.
I made 2, maybe 3 things out of 3. And I started about 6 months after the Crochet Society subscription box started. So 2, maybe 3 projects. And it's like, they were great for giveaways. I gave away a couple at the Yarny Social last year. That was wonderful. But yeah, I wasn't doing it.
Last month was stunning. It was, I loved that box. I'm so glad I got it because everything in it was mosaic, everything.
Wow.
And beautiful purple yarn and purple heart patterns. And oh my God, just loved it. But I am going to need help on one of the patterns because it's a baby blanket and their stuff is always kind of small.
Oh my goodness.
2 or 3 skeins of yarn and I want to turn it into a scarf. So I need to figure out how to adjust the
multiple.
Okay. And so I think all I'm going to have to do is instead of start here, I need to start here, go from here to here and make a scarf out of it because it is so beautiful. And
I started a wavy blanket in one of my boxes, and that box is coming with me to the Yarny Social because I'm going to give that thing away. The blanket is this wide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, their blankets are always just a tad on the small side.
Oh, we're talking, it is probably 6 or 8 inches.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I'm going to let somebody else have that. I mean, I'm not going to do it as an official giveaway, but,
right.
I was thinking about giving it to Carrie if she
Yeah.
wanted it, if she wanted to try it. Because Terry deserves
Yeah.
whatever she gets out of this thing
Yeah.
after what she's done.
Mm-hmm. Putting up with you.
Putting up with me, that's for sure. And we're basically full, and she's still talking people at the register.
Oh my goodness.
Ah,
Well, it's going to be fun.
it is going to be so much fun. I am really looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up going to the Cheyenne Frontier Days this year because another friend of mine, we were talking about this last winter, let's go to Cheyenne this year.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
It's like I've never seen the daddy of them all. And I would love to see it. Just not as a formal barrel racer, just as some tourist going to watch a rodeo, not as an insider. So, and this gal, she's never owned a horse in her life, so she's not an insider. So just to go and have fun and watch the rodeo.
Yeah.
And, that never came about because now I got the Yarny social thing going on. So, because that happens in July.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are way more distracting than MASH. Because I was whipping out a ton of these watching MASH. Of course, I've seen every episode.
Everyone, yeah, a million times.
A million times. It's kind of like Longmire and Yellowstone. I've seen all of them many times. I don't know if we're ever going to see Yellowstone or 1923 or Tulsa King again with this writer's strike.
Yeah. I just saw a headline saying Kevin Costner wasn't going to be on Yellowstone anymore.
Yeah, he quit.
What? I saw that too, and I don't know if that's clickbait or what that is, but I didn't check it out.
I just saw the headline, and that was all I saw.
Yeah.
But some of these guys, they're smart. They don't want to get pigeonholed as to that's the only character they could do.
Well, I don't think Kevin is in that position because he's done so many things over the years.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty well established in all of his characters. But, at some point, John Dutton's got to die.
True.
So, I mean, at some point, it's got to happen.
Yeah. That is.
So, I don't know if it's true or not.
Fun. It's funny to see. I don't think I have any chapstick out here. Oh my gosh, the kitten this morning. The whole time I've had these Addies, the kitten, they start going around, and she's just right in the middle of that, trying to catch that thing and playing with the yarn and in the middle of it and just going to. She got down in there this morning and she didn't fit in it.
Oh, she's a big kitty now. Adolescence is very confusing.
Her little face, she was just like, but I can't get in here anymore. And she was so sad.
Oh, adolescence. Oh, that's such a tough time.
So sad for her. So I took a picture of her just like all crammed into the little things. And she just got out.
It's like, fine.
She could get into the big one still, and then it broke. I broke it, and Mr. saved the day. We'll see when I throw some yarn in there and see if it still goes crunch, crunch, crunch. That was a sickening sound, I'll tell you what. I was not happy.
Yeah, it's just a plastic slot.
Yeah.
It goes in. It goes in like this. It goes in on both sides of it.
Yeah.
And somehow it's slipping past Nothing looks broke.
Okay.
It just,
It was just full of crud.
the whole thing back around had a lot of lint.
Okay.
And I cleaned it all out
Okay.
and greased it all up.
What did you grease it with?
I greased it with motor oil. 1540 diesel motor oil.
Fifth wheel grease. That is hysterical. The look on your face, like, oh my, you did not.
We had a conversation before he started.
Special motor oil.
He said, there's a lot of grease in this. And I said, yes, there's a very special oil you use this. It's a very special oil. He goes, yeah, I got special oil. I go, no, there's a very special oil that is used to grease this with. He goes, yeah, I got special oil. And I go, no.
I bet he's got buckets of 3-in-1.
I said, there's a very, he goes, yeah, I got special oil. He goes, yeah. I go, what is your oil called? He goes, it's called RADD oil. I said, no. There's a very special oil. I know.
I've been fifth wheel grease and
dear
we're
God,
just
what has
fine.
he done? What has he done?
80-40.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I know. I know, Steele. I know.
80-40 gear oil. Made for rear end.
Axle grease.
Yeah.
I know, Steele.
I got bacon grease at work. I've got it on my shirt.
That'll work. Yeah.
Bacon grease.
I've avoided asking through this whole thing. I've avoided asking.
Marble Miracle oil.
Steele,
You
I
can
know.
You can use olive or avocado oil, but no seed oils, please. They cause inflammation.
I know I know whatever it's supposed to be. I know we don't have it.
Yeah, like sewing machine oil.
And I know.
You know, a sewing machine oil or a 3-in-1 kind of stuff is probably pretty good oil.
Probably okay.
It's probably
but I know
great.
I don't have anything like that.
Yes, I do.
It's going to look great on your yarn.
Yep.
It's funny.
I put it on nice and thick.
It's like butter.
Yeah.
That is going to go great on your yarn. Your pieces are going to be finger licking good.
Chicken couldn't taste any better.
Use the bacon grease that he saves in that pot next to the stove.
Oh, I love that stuff. With all the little bits in it. Oh, yeah. Your projects are going to smell wonderful. Tasty.
Yes, Steele, I know. This is my life, Steele. This is my life. Trust me.
I love it. I love it. Where's Morgan?
She's in her bedroom hiding. Whenever she sees him come out with the tools, she runs.
She is a smart girl.
Mm-hmm. Very smart. Oh, it's almost time for her to go to work. What day is it? Yeah, she has to work today. Tuesday. I'll look at whatever he put on it and then I'll research it and then I'll know whether to cry or not.
3-in-1. one.
So normally I can get 10 of these done. I can do 10 of these in about a half an hour. I've been in here since what? 11? An
You've
hour
done
and a half,
3?
and I'm working on number 9.
Well, that's not bad.
I just
Yeah,
put
could be
very
worse.
little on it anyhow. But I wiped so much of the old stuff up to
Yeah.
get the
To get the goo and the
goo out of it.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Still, I'll take it out of his allowance if I have to buy a new one.
Right. Haven't you guys won the lottery yet? Speaking of his allowance, what? Come on, mister. Mama needs a newer used motorhome.
No. No.
No, me. No,
you. Okay.
No, you promised me a newer used motorhome. I want a Lazy Days, by the way.
I told I am never. I'm done. Although the other day we talked about, taking a weekend or a week, and I'm like, because while I was in Texas, he worked his fanny off cleaning that thing up and getting rid of stuff. And it's actually almost inhabitable again. Almost.
I can't imagine the dirt you guys had to deal with.
Oh, it's still, I mean, he has cleaned and cleaned and cleaned and wiped, and you go out there and it still has crud. Ugh. I don't think we're ever going to get the Texas crud out of it.
Well, it's not all of Texas. It's the oil field.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Texas oil field crud. That's what I'm talking about. It's just gritty from that stuff. And you wipe it down and you wipe it down and you wipe it down and it's still there. So, and I mean, I know that's what it is. So I know it's just.
Well, yeah, it's the oily dirt.
Oily,
greasy dirt.
And
It's just
silt
powder.
is so fine. You can't, but I mean, you wipe it off and you're scrubbing it off and it just is, and then it dries and it's still there.
Who's calling you?
I don't know, but somebody calls from this number about every 2 days and they never leave a message. So I don't answer it.
Do you know how many?
No, it's on the inside steel. It's like the cabinets and the counters and the
every joint of every on the slide.
inside the closets and the cupboards and the drawers and
it's sticky. I mean, it's not like you can wipe off regular dry dust.
Yeah.
It's got a goo to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't care about the outside. We had to buy a new coffee maker because the one inside broke. So I brought in the one from the outside to the inside, and he picked one up at a yard sale and it's purple. It's so pretty. I love my purple coffee maker. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of coffee, one thing that can easily send me into a panic attack is having to get off my truck and into a hotel room because I don't know if it's going to be for 1 night or 3 nights or 5 nights or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but 2 of those nasty coffee packets that they put in this room, don't do it.
Mm-mm.
In my big duffel bag, I have my percolator. And I have a plastic baggie with a scoop in it of coffee. And all my fixins solved my problem.
Good girl. Yeah, you gotta have what's important. That reminds me, I should go to Trader Joe's today. I went out there and I counted my cans of coffee because you guys know I'm addicted to the Trader Joe pumpkin spice coffee.
Right.
And when I buy it, it only comes out in the fall, which, fall means July. And as far as stores are concerned. And are you going to Trader Joe's today?
No, she's going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just thinking we don't know when the coffee's coming out. And so I went out there and I counted my cans of coffee. And
You quit buying 2 years ago.
well, because we were in Texas and my coffee was in Washington. So I've got enough to get through the end of this year. But now I need to buy my supply for next year.
And the year after.
I
No.
bought out both Trader Joe's.
I know you, because you never know. Yeah, so you went and bought out all the Trader Joe's here, and I bought out all the Trader Joe's in Texas. And because they only could get what they could get, they couldn't actually order in a supply of it. So I would just, and they never knew when they were going to get it. So I would just show up and clear the shelves. And
They knew when they were going to run out as soon as they saw you.
mm-hmm. And one of the managers would set it aside for me and let me know when it came in, but the other one wouldn't. So I literally would go to the store every day and buy
This
all
must
of
be some good stuff. I'm gonna have to.
Do we
It's
have
really good.
here? I'll show you.
It is good.
It's so good.
I'll get it.
Okay,
You know, when you guys
get me
were-
the fresh can.
When you guys were in Texas,
I want to see this. I haven't been to Trader Joe's in over 20 years.
and the manager stopped me. He was like, "That's a lot." I was like, "Yeah, my roommates, they're working on an oil field in Texas, and this is her favorite one, and she doesn't have any access to." He felt bad. At the end. He was like, "Oh, that's so nice of you. You're such a kind."
Get that thing away from me. So here's the Trader Joe's coffee. It's called.
Oh, they're not very big. Is that an
No.
instant?
No. It used to get away from me with that thing. Get away from me. Why do you not understand when I tell you to get away from me? A bottle of hot sauce with an alligator foot attached to it. Men.
So
Okay.
is that an instant coffee?
No, this is the real thing. So it's
Okay.
pumpkin spice coffee. It used to be a 1 pound container. It is now 14 ounces. 14 ounces. It comes in this beautiful can, pumpkin spice coffee. But what is amazing about this stuff, okay, we're going to open it up.
In front of our closet in the bedroom.
Open it up.
She's been in there all day.
Okay, now listen. If I can open it. If I can open it. Break it open. Okay. Oh, smells so good. Can you see? Look at that. Look at that. It's got bits of real stuff in there.
Real pumpkin
Can you see that? This is not just crud.
flavoring.
This is
Wow.
this has coffee, orange peel, cinnamon, pumpkin, natural pumpkin, allspice, nutmeg, and vanilla beans. This is the real thing. This isn't just
Wow.
flavor. This is the real thing. You can actually see chunks in it. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? So this is 1 can per week.
What, per week?
Yes, this is 1
Okay.
week of coffee. So when I can't have access, I cut this half and half with the Folgers.
Uh-huh.
But when I
I
have,
don't like Folgers. It's too hard on my stomach.
well, that's all I could get, at the Costco. I'd buy the big
Right.
can, go half and half. to make-
U-Ban is, I like U-Ban because it's smooth and it never hurts my
I've
stomach.
never had U-Ban.
It's, my father drank it almost all his life. Yeah.
But you see what I mean? You can see the bits in here. This is the real thing here, you guys. This
Okay.
isn't,
So
this isn't
you
just
can't, and there's
flavor.
no way to order that stuff online.
Huh?
There's no way to order it online.
Nope, you can't order Trader Joe's stuff online.
Well, that's stupid.
$2 chuck.
So you have to go and buy
$2
the real thing. So this is it. This is my one coffee snob thing right here. And it's not expensive. It's like, well, I haven't bought it this year, but it's usually like $7.99 a can, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's not horrific. And so I go to the store and I buy all they have. And then I go
$2,000 worth.
So I go the next week and I buy all they have. And I go the next week and I buy all they have. And if I can't get a year's supply, then I have to cut it. And I buy all they have. Yeah. That's what I have.
Well, nobody else in your area likes it.
I don't care.
Pecan.
Yes. Now in Texas at what's it called? What's that store called? It's called, well, the HEB owns HEB owns what's the name of that store down there? There's a little specialty store, Central Market. HEB owns Central Market. And Central Market has a coffee that is a pecan coffee.
Oh.
It is very good as well. And so when I go down there, I buy the pecan coffee. And I just found out my last trip down there, used to be you could only get it at Central Market. And then I found out that HEB bought Central Market. And so now you can buy it at HEB. And that you can order online. Because I used to buy it the time I went to Texas. And then I found out because you can order HEB stuff online. It's not as good as my pumpkin, but it's a good filler. And so I got some of it last time I was down there. Time before. I got some of it in the little pods and I hide them so nobody else uses them.
Okay.
Because I'm mean.
Yeah.
And so those are my two coffee things. Because I love them. And so because I'm weird, but you guys know this, it's kind of like with my yarn. Because I love them. I won't use them because then they'll be gone. Yeah, here it is. It's called Texas Pecan Coffee. Oh, I lost it. This is the bag. So if anybody gets a chance to get this, it's like that. Texas Pecan Coffee. And it's really, really, really good. Texas, and it's in the blue one. There's other ones. There's a Houston blend and a San Antonio blend, but the orange one the blue one is the best, the Texas Pecan.
I love pecans. And I want to say, was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Tammy from Slay the Day Crochet down there in Texas, her and I think, is it her sister or her sister-in-law? Anyway, they have a bunch of pecan trees on their property, and they picked and shelled pecans for weeks.
Wow.
And she sold bags of them to her subscribers, and I never got in on it. Oh,
yeah, because you can buy they sell bags of pecans like that at that place you don't like, Buc-ee's. And it's like $35-$40 a bag.
And she didn't charge that much.
You can order that. You can order that on Amazon, and it's not expensive at all.
Yeah. Well, this was done by hand, and it was done by one of our own crocheters. You know, I love Betty. I haven't seen her for a while, but it was kind of the whole deal about buying it from Tammy. I would have done that. So since we've been sitting here, I have done 10 of my sunflower circles plus one that I'm going to throw in the garbage.
And I am still not done with this dang pumpkin.
And as soon as I'm done slinging these together on a piece of yarn, because I'm slinging them together 10 at a time, so that they're easier to count. So I
Yeah.
don't keep recounting them, basically. Then
Mhm.
I've got to walk back over to the yard and pick up my mail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
Well,
had
dear.
a thing printed over at Staples, and I had it delivered.
Oh, did you? Did you get that thing done? That order you put in?
Yes, finally.
That reminds me, I need to order some business cards. I want to have them ready for the Yarny Social.
Yeah.
And, do you think I can get anybody to make them? I think I have finally found somebody.
I just went online to Staples. I uploaded the file, and I said, deliver it to me here. And that was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. How long ago was that? We talked about that?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, so here I have them all strung together on a piece of yarn.
Oh, that's a great idea. So 10 at a time?
10 at a time, because I need 88 of them, and this is going to make, I think, 70. So 18 more, and I'll be ready to go on to round 2.
Oh, that's a great idea. You're going to have that.
That way, when I throw them in the bag, I don't have to keep going back and recounting them because I forget where I was. So, and that takes 5 seconds to do that.
That's a wonderful idea. And your last one will have 8 instead of. Right. Or if you were smart, you would go ahead and do 2 extra. 2 extra just in case you drop.
I'm going to have 3 extra squares just for whatever reason, because they're going to take 20 minutes per square after I got the centers done.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Bye, Paula. You guys, we're putting up 3 hours for our 45-minute video. That's going to look so good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. What yarn are you using?
I love this cotton. It's a 4-week, but the original designer did it in a 4.0. I'm using my favorite 4.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And when we leave, stay on. I want to show you something.
Okay, cool. Let's let my people go. Let the people go.
Let the people go, yeah, because somebody has to go tinkle. 3 hours and 2 cups of coffee later.
This guy back here, he's got to go too.
I bet. Don't forget, you guys. Next week bingo's at 5:30 because I've got that silly meeting, and it was so funny because I checked in with my boss this morning. And I'm like, now what time is our meeting starting? And she goes, I moved it up half an hour because you have to leave because you've got bingo.
You got to get these people trained, Robbin.
I know. She goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we got 40 people coming, and I'm the only one that couldn't do Monday. And I'm like, all right. Okay. So that was so sweet of her. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to give you my present. I cannot wait to see your face.
I want to know what this thing is. You're killing me.
Yep. So I will see you guys next Monday at 5:30. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. I can't wait to see your crochet along, Linda. Bye-bye. See you later. Yes, I'm spreading the word. Thank you, Sherry. I'm spreading the word about the vets. Spreading the word. I kept that up here through the whole thing today. Talk to you later. And I cried again. Bye-bye.